Always take the stairs, kids. It's Chris Cashman here in Ballard, and boy, have I found the ultimate exercise experience. It is like a summer camp for fitness tonight on evening.
A hands-on Elf the Musical experience at the 5th Avenue. How it helps everyone enjoy the live theater.
It's amazing.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
The only place in the Northwest that turns the lights off to celebrate the holidays.
Yeah.
And Zoe Deschanel talks to Saint about her new holiday rom-com with a canine co-star.
Well, timing is everything, and we're almost late. By January, everybody we know will be back at the gym. So let's get a little jump start on this fitness goal, okay? We are at TruFusion in Ballard. What a cool location, just downwind from Trader Joe's, right above PCC. Super cool entrance, gonna motivate you all the way to the top of the staircase. And they got the experts to help you work out, whether it's yoga or weightlifting. I tried to do it at home, and I invented the human pretzel. So let's lean on the pros here and find out what makes TruFusion so unique.
Rest, keep smiling, we're almost there.
I think the hardest part, honestly, is walking through the front door. So as long as you can walk through that front door, we're gonna help you take care of the rest.
It's normal to be nervous coming into a new workout class, even if you're not a beginner. That's why creating a beginner-friendly space is so important.
And so our job is to find the class and the community and the teachers that are gonna make them feel settled and supported and wanting to come back.
And one more.
TruFusion is built for real people, not perfect ones.
We have all kinds of classes, ranging from beginners to advanced athletes. We've got people in their 70s that have never worked out, people that have worked out their entire life.
Lower your heels, keep your hips up.
So our teachers teach to all different capabilities and all different body types.
The community here genuinely celebrates all levels of fitness.
TruFusion's more than just a gym. You know, we teach yoga and fitness, but we teach 25 different styles of classes. So there's nowhere around in Washington that has all the different modalities that we do. Most popular right now is mat Pilates or a hip Pilates. We teach that in the heated and unheated rooms.
TruFusion is your one-stop shop for everything that you need movement-wise. We've got Pilates, both mat and reformer Pilates. We do HIIT style classes, boot camps. We have yoga, a little bit of everything so you can be varied in your workouts, and the vibe in the community is the best.
This locally owned gym is here to help you find the healthiest version of yourself.
You know, whatever it is that you're looking for, we always want to be the best part of everybody's day.
Pick your location and come take a class for free. All you have to pay is attention. More info at TruFusion.com. And from Rosie to Buddy, a lot of people are taking in Elf the Musical over at 5th Avenue Theater up close and personal thanks to some new innovation. Here's Saint.
At the 5th Avenue's production of Elf the Musical, you can touch Buddy the Elf's hair, play with glitter, and use a light box to see exactly how a scrim works. This theater is the only one on the West Coast with built-in tactile displays.
We want to take elements of the production out into the lobby for folks to be able to touch with and play and explore. It makes the production experience that much more meaningful.
Primera Blue Cross partners with the 5th Avenue to support these hands-on stops that add yet more life to live theater.
And it's also a way to make sure that our performances are accessible to our community, especially our blind and low vision community members and those who learn through sensory touch. This is a way to take that experience to them and ensure that we're providing something that's inclusive and accessible.
They also reveal behind-the-scenes magic. The displays are made by the same folks who make the props and build the scenery.
It's amazing.
It's so cool.
It's so cool because there's, I mean, what we do backstage is very backstagey. It feels very top secret and like untangible and unreachable. That's part of, I think, what is great about these displays is we're bringing that forward for people to be able to experience. And it just brings the storytelling to a completely different level.
When you come see a show, you are probably very aware of the actors performing on stage, but you might not be thinking about all the artistry that goes into building the sets and the props and the costumes and the wigs.
There's 5 pounds of glitter on stage. The shop where we've made all the scenery, the floor is covered in glitter.
Elf the Musical is all about holiday magic. And the Fifth Avenue puts some of that magic in your hands.
So we hope you come out, we hope that you have a great time, and touch and play with the tactile displays. That's what they're there for. Please touch.
Those tactile displays are on the first and second floor right there in the lobby, and do not be a cotton-headed ninny-muggin. Go get your tickets to see Elf the Musical. It's going to be at the 5th through December 28th. And speaking of elves, there is an iconic neon sign in Tacoma that's only visible during the holidays. Here's Saint with our evening rewind.
As a full moon lights up the Tacoma sky, a group of elves gets busy on the roof of a storage facility.
We're at Tacoma Self-Storage.
Okay, let's go.
Because they've got a light to turn off.
On Black Friday, we turn the S off and make it Tacoma Elf Storage.
The magical part, huh? 3, 2, 1. There we are, and it's officially off. Made it into the elf storage.
The first time Tacoma Self-Storage became Tacoma Elf Storage, it was an accident.
We saw the S off and we thought, well, we've got to get an electrician and fix this. And then we thought again and thought, this is really cool because it happened right at this time of year. And, you know, the S went out, so it was elf storage. And it's been that, you know, every year we've done it for the last 10 years.
And where exactly do they store the elves?
Well, that's a deep secret. We have no idea.
Fear not, all the elves here are free.
No, we don't lock the elves up. They have free reign of the building. They're on the 5th floor somewhere, usually. Sometimes they're running around. And Santa comes and picks them up when he's ready.
So this informal unlighting takes place every November. It's become a signal to all of us that magic really is everywhere, even in a storage facility, if you believe.
Thank you, Saint. If you want to spot it for yourself and you're traveling on I-5 southbound, just after you pass the Tacoma Dome on the right, if the weather's right, you'll see Tacoma Elf Storage.
Up next, Saint talks to Zooey Deschanel and finds out why Hollywood's biggest cat lover is starring in a new movie with a dog.
It's way easier to train dogs than cats. If you've ever tried to train a cat, they're just like, no. They don't even like know their name.
Evening is sponsored by TruFusion and Primera Blue Cross.
Welcome back. Jose here, and we wanted to let you know about an awesome shopping opportunity coming to Pike Place Market. The Holiday Night Market with Santa is happening on Thursday, December 11 from 5 to 9 p.m. It's a festive night to do some after dark shopping. You will find 50 craft people and 11 farmers offering one-of-a-kind gift and handmade goods, plus Santa photos. You can scan the QR code for more info, or you can see us host the show from the market Wednesday night. Happy shopping!
Welcome back to the show. Working up a sweat here at TruFusion. We're in one of the unheated fitness spaces here. In the Ballard location, you can go see them in Bellevue at University Village. And hey, pet lovers, here's one for you. I know you do just about anything for your dog, right? But would you get back together with an ex? That's the question being asked by Merv, a new movie starring Zooey Deschanel, and Saint talks with the stars.
Okay, Merv, I have something to tell you. The thing is, me and Russ broke up. You're gonna be okay.
But Merv is not okay. And when Charlie Cox and Zooey Deschanel take him to a vet, they find out why.
Dogs are very sensitive to anything that throws their routine, like a breakup.
So the exes team up on a mood-enhancing dog vacation in Florida.
It's just a week. How hard can it be?
A holiday rom-com with an adorable dog. Are you just trying to make everybody cry?
Yes.
Primary goal. Zoe's Instagram feed is full of cat photos these days, which made me wonder.
How does one of Hollywood's most famous cat lovers wind up in a movie with so many dogs?
Well, now you say that, but I started out as a dog person, and I only got cats a year ago for the first time in my life. I love cats, like I'm obsessed with my cats, but on a film, it's way easier to train dogs than cats. If you've ever tried to train a cat, they're just like, no. They don't even like know their names.
Merv, are you okay?
After a nationwide search for just the right Merv, producers went with their trainer's dog, Gus, who was adopted from a shelter.
He's a rescue dog and now he's about to be a megastar, so it's a good old Hollywood story.
Charlie, what makes Gus the dog such a great scene partner?
He's incredibly professional. What's interesting about working dogs is they are so acutely trained. They can do pretty much whatever you train them to do on command. What they're not brilliant at is being kind of unapologetically enthusiastic in a way that we often associate with dogs. And so when we needed Gus to be really excited to see us and like jumping up and down and wagging his tail, we would have to bring in Gus's stunt double, who was not well trained.
The name of that uncredited stunt double? Captain Chaos.
I think I still have feelings for Russ. Anna, you're perfect together.
With Elf and the new girl, Zoe is a veteran of rom-coms. For Charlie, who's best known for darker roles like the Daredevil, this is new ground.
Working with someone like Zoe, who's kind of like an expert in the field, being able to kind of rely on her to kind of help guide me through that and really kind of learn from the best.
Well, congratulations. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I did cry at the end, but only a little bit.
Okay, we won't tell anyone.
Thank you, Saint. Merv begins streaming on Prime Wednesday.
Coming up, ready or not, expert tips on how to be a safe winter driver.
Evening is sponsored by Pike Place Market.
Wow!
Local stories make a difference.
That's good.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
And welcome back to the show. We are in Ballard today at TruFusion. You know, they've got locations over in Bellevue. You can go see them at University Village. And good news, the first class is always free. And they have more classes than I have excuses. So it's a win-win situation. Besides, it's inside season. You're looking for places to hide out. The winter weather coming. Could be snow and ice any minute. My friend Kelly Hansen, the host of New Day Northwest, spent some time with the experts from Pemco Insurance, and they've got some great tips on how we can all drive a whole lot safer this winter.
It's no secret that driving in the snow and ice can be super challenging, but what makes the Pacific Northwest even more difficult?
What makes the Pacific Northwest really difficult, Kelly, is that our freezing level is at 32 degrees, and we can go from rain to snow to ice very quickly. And ice is much more dangerous than snow.
How do we get our vehicle ready?
Well, proper maintenance is really important, particularly in the snow and winter weather driving. One of the things that we suggest is check your tire depth. Make sure that you have good, deep tire depth on your tires. Then also take a look at, make sure your windshield wipers are filled, your fluid. Make sure that you have, your battery is well serviced, so you're not stranded in adverse conditions. And another thing that we always like to do is carry a safety equipment with you. Flashlights, blankets, first aid kits are all very helpful.
Yak tracks. I've never heard of this, but this goes on your shoe to help you in the snow.
That's correct, Kelly, and it helps you particularly in ice.
Okay, how do Pacific Northwest drivers really feel about their driving?
Well, according to a Northwest Pemco poll from 2024, most drivers think they're just as skilled or even more skilled than other drivers out there on the roadway. 81% say they're as good or better behind the wheel than others. 64% say their confidence comes from experience driving in winter conditions elsewhere.
Okay, we're cruising down some big hills in Seattle. We're known for this. What are some tips during the cold winter months, especially looking for ice?
Be careful on your hills. And if you can, avoid them at all possible. Drive around even if it takes a few more moments.
When you're driving during these cold, wintry months, what should you be doing to avoid accidents?
Well, the first thing, Kelly, is to make sure that you are driving slow and giving plenty of space between you and other drivers. Ice is always more dangerous than snow, And actually, leaves can be just as slippery as ice in the winter weather.
Okay, and then what if I hit ice? Braking suddenly, I always hear, is a no-no.
No, you go very slowly, and then if you start to slide on your ice, then you simply slow down and turn the car in the side of the skid.
Okay, so turn your steering wheel gently and follow kind of where you're sliding.
That's correct. So if you're going like this, you want to slow and then let the car drift slowly into a safe spot to stop.
Okay, and braking slowly too?
Braking very slowly, no sudden brakes, so you'll end up in the ditch.
Ooh, nobody wants that, that is for sure. And then giving yourself a lot of space between drivers. So is it even more space than like an average day in the Pacific Northwest?
I always leave 3-second rule between me and a driver in front. Sometimes cars like to cut in, let them. Go slow.
Go slow, and if somebody wants to cut you off, let them.
Let them.
Happy holidays, just let them do it.
That's right.
Some important tips there, and for more information on preventing the preventable, just log on to go.pemco.com. It's my homepage.
Still to come on Evening, a local dog that's known for its highly unusual hangout spot.
Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our communities shine. Thanks to support from Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
Welcome back to the show. We are at TruFusion in Ballard, and just like Bruce reminds us, knowledge gives you power. So does lifting weights. That's a Chris Cashman original. You know, word on the street here in Seattle is that there is a dog that hangs out up on its roof. And I don't mean the doghouse. I mean, its person's house. Our photojournalist Diane Lewis-Torrey had a camera and went to investigate.
Ah, this is Mr. Rumple. He's almost 110 pounds now. Oh, no, that's my ball. That's my ball. He's super friendly. Ah, come here. I think the most crazy is when he climbs up on the roof of the house. Let's go. Up. Oh, good boy. Go check it out. You can get there easily with the deck in the back, but I never in a million years would have dreamed that my dog was gonna go climbing on top of the house. Well, when he first went up, it was utter shock. And then a little worried about, is he safe up there? It's just a really steep pitch roof. So I'm not comfortable climbing up there.
Whew, doggone it, this is steep. You have to be a pretty dedicated photojournalist to get on the for a dog story.
What am I going to do with him? I mean, it's his favorite place. First thing he does when we get up in the morning, I make coffee and Rumple goes to the roof to see what's going on in the neighborhood, make sure that there's no riffraff hanging around. And from the roof, he has the best vantage point to see anything that's going on. What's happening? He's definitely my watchdog. He definitely brings lots of smiles. What is happening up there? It's definitely created a way for me to get to know my neighbors a little bit more.
He really likes to monitor the neighborhood. I was very surprised to see a dog on the roof.
I'm like, I've never seen a canine on a roof. Why is there a canine on a roof? Silly.
Rumple just kind of adds to the charm of this little funky little street here.
The future for Rumple is probably still letting him do whatever he wants. When he gets older, I'll probably just build him a little walkway up there just because it's his favorite place. He's everything. It's my little buddy. He keeps me safe, he keeps me company, gets me out of bed in the morning even when I don't feel like it. Kind of where I end up, he'll come with, and we'll just have a lot of fun along the way. Have your paw? Yeah, I just love him so much. Thank you. Yeah, oh boy. He's been a blessing. He likes to be the star of the show. Yeah, he's just the Rumps.
Gotta love that story. Rumple's owner says that she actually sees pictures of him all over social media. She doesn't even know who's taking him. He's like this rock star sharing the same shelter And my favorite part is that our powerhouse Diane, who's behind the camera again tonight, saw that story, took her camera, got up on the roof, and produced that one just for us. Enjoy. And that's a good boy, Rumpel. And thank you, Diane. That's it for us here tonight. Thanks to TruFusion. Come check them out right here in Ballard. You can go see them in Bellevue, at University Village. Until then, I'm Chris Cashman. See ya. Thanks, Bruce. There's got to be some weights in here. Ah, these are my weights down here. Yeah.